Hello, everybody. Are these on? Okay. Hello, everyone. We'd like to get started. If I can have your attention, please. So I'd just like to thank everybody for your attention today. My name is Julie Klaus. I'm SBA's director here in Los Angeles. And it's my pleasure to help kick off with our wonderful panel a new strategic partnership between SBA and the U.S. Resiliency Council. And to kick us off for today, I'm going to bring up our host, Ms. Maria Salinas, the President and CEO of the Los Angeles Area Chamber of Commerce.
Thank you so much. And yes, my name is Maria Salinas. I'm the President and CEO here of the Los Angeles Area Chamber of Commerce. Welcome to our home. I am so excited to welcome all of you here, to have the administrator, to have our esteemed guest here for a very important topic. Today's press conference is to reaffirm our commitment to protecting our region's small businesses against disaster. Resilience doesn't happen overnight. It's a journey and a process which takes time. And through collaboration with so many of the groups that are represented here, we know that we can work together towards preparedness for our businesses. Our small businesses are the backbone of our economy and our communities. And when they struggle, we know that here in Los Angeles, we all feel it. Small businesses have faced adversity and insurmountable challenges. Yet they have persisted. They have persisted, and it's a testament to the collective work that we have all done. Organizations like the SBA, the USRC, and the Chamber to provide the support that is needed so that resilience is something that is built into every business. We know that it's important not only for small businesses, but for large businesses as well, that it's a vital element to every business plan to make sure that resiliency is built into that business plan. So we strongly urge businesses to be proactive in implementing retrofitting and other preparedness measures. And we highly encourage business leaders to ensure their businesses, industries, and supply chains engage with the SBA, engage with the USRC, and other organizations in the Resiliency Advantage education programs and other measures to ensure that preparedness is top of mind. The LA Chamber is steadfast in our mission to ensure that small businesses are resilient, and we are proud of the work that we have done with the SBA and the U.S. Resiliency Council, and our own engagement with the Resilience Advantage Educational Services, sponsored by our own Chamber board member, Ali Sahabi with Optimum Seismic, who I know is here, and has really helped lead the way for the Chamber in ensuring that our small business community is prepared. So I want to thank all of you for joining us here today. And let me pass this over to Evan, who is going to kick off our conversation here.
Well, good afternoon. My name is Evan Reese, and I'm the co-founder of the U.S. Resiliency Council. I'm honored to be here with Administrator Guzman to announce a partnership between the Small Business Administration and the USRC. Earlier this year, the Biden-Harris administration launched its initiative to modernize building codes and improve climate resilience. The SBA, under Administrator Guzman's leadership, will play an important part in this initiative's success, and the USRC looks forward to providing support to the SBA in any way we can. I'd also like to thank Maria Salinas and the LA Chamber for hosting us today. The Chamber and the LA County Business Federation, represented here today by Brissa Soleto, have been strong partners and supporters for years with the USRC's Resilience Advantage series, and in helping advance key legislation that will benefit so many of their small business members. And a special thank you, of course, to Ali Sahabi of Optimum Seismic, whose support of all of the USRC's efforts have been invaluable in making today happen. Ali's commitment to the resilience profession and the community at large is remarkable. Thank you, Ali. Yes, please. The U.S. Resiliency Council was founded as a nonprofit organization in 2011 with the mission of becoming a leader in promoting the resilient designs of buildings to withstand natural perils such as earthquakes, hurricanes, flood, and wildfire. We believe that true sustainability of our built environment can only be achieved when green and resilient design complement each other. As we like to say, it's important not only that we have a low impact on the environment, but that the environment have a low impact on us. Through the development of our building rating systems, we provide credible and consistent processes for building and business owners to make their properties more resilient, and for lenders, insurers, and others to reward resilient design. The USRC's guiding principle is engineering in the service of equity, the environment, and our economy. It's essential to our mission that resilience be accessible to all, not just the privileged or large corporations, and that the benefits of resilience, including reducing negative environmental, social, and economic impacts of disasters, be attainable by individuals and small businesses. The USRC's partnership with the SBA fits squarely within our mission, and that's why we're so excited to launch this initiative. This partnership will focus on three main areas. First, through a series of webinars, we'll showcase the benefits of resilience, particularly as it relates to small businesses. Those benefits include asset protection, business continuity, and the reduction of liability risk. The SBA and USRC will bring together experts from around California to show how resilience, pure and simple, is good for business. We'll also be developing materials to guide small business owners through the process of making their buildings more resilient to natural disasters. And we hope to hold training and networking sessions, bringing small businesses together with other stakeholders like lenders, insurers, and local governments to discuss how they can best incentivize businesses to invest in resilience. Again, thank you to the SBA and to Administrator Guzman for your leadership and commitment to this partnership. Now, I'd like to mention one example of how the USRC, in partnership with local and state leaders and organizations, has successfully advocated for policies that will directly benefit small businesses. Many smaller apartment buildings in California, those with 2 to 20 units, are owned and operated by mom and pop businesses, usually as an important source of income and investment. Many of these buildings are also home to the workforce that makes small businesses go. But as many as 100,000 apartment buildings, housing possibly 2 million Californians, may have severe seismic vulnerabilities where the units sit atop parking. Known as soft story buildings, many of these structures collapsed in the 1994 Northridge earthquake, causing dozens of fatalities. Today, a very large northern or southern California earthquake, the big one, could cause hundreds or thousands of these buildings to be damaged or destroyed, resulting in heavy casualties, displacement of 250,000 or more residents, and a devastating impact on local economies, especially small businesses. The U.S. Resiliency Council led an effort to sponsor a bill in the California State Legislature that is set to appropriate $250 million in grant funding for owners of 2 to 20 unit apartment buildings with soft stories in order to help them seismically retrofit them. This funding could result in mitigation of as many as 10,000 structures and protect upwards of 100,000 Californians. California State Assembly members Freddie Rodriguez and Chris Holden, who have joined us here today, co-authored the bill, and with the support of Speaker Anthony Rendon and Senator Nancy Skinner, shepherded the bill through the legislature. State Treasurer Fiona Ma and Insurance Commissioner Ricardo Lara supported it, and I'm happy to say it was signed into law by Governor Newsom as part of the 23-24 state budget. This represents the largest appropriation in California history towards residential earthquake mitigation. And it's an example of how our state leaders are committed to protecting the lives and the livelihoods of Californians and our small businesses. The USRC's role in sponsoring this legislation was key to establishing a diverse coalition of supporters. The bill was crafted to ensure that all stakeholders benefit from it and that it was targeted towards our smaller property owners and our vulnerable populations. That's why the bill received the support of 11 apartment and property owner associations across the state and several fair housing and tenant advocacy groups as well. The bill was supported by chambers of commerce and environmental groups like the National Resources Defense Council and the U.S. Green Building Council, Los Angeles. The California League of Cities also lent its enthusiastic support, as did several individual communities around the state. The new program will protect lives, preserve the investments of small business owners, and reduce their future liability. It will help keep small businesses going after a major earthquake, and it will reduce the environmental impacts of building damage and debris. The USRC isn't done, though. We're working with national lenders and insurers to recognize the value of retrofitting these apartment buildings and potentially bring additional incentives to bear to help owners implement mitigation. You'll get a flyer with a little fact sheet about the law before you leave, please. Passage of this legislation is a demonstration of how the U.S. Resiliency Council is working to make the lives of Americans better by advocating for resilient buildings. Our partnerships going forward with the U.S. Small Business Administration and many other organizations will lead to more success in the future as we work to make our communities more resilient. So again, thank you to the LA Chamber for hosting us today, and to Administrator Guzman and the SBA for partnering with us in this exciting venture. Thank you.
Well, it's so good to be back in California, in Los Angeles, my hometown. And here at the Chamber with my good friend Maria Salinas, who's been a leader on small business issues for so many years now. It was great to partner with her during the pandemic to help support our smallest of the small. And Evan, it's great to have you here and partner with you on a topic that is near and dear to my heart. When I served in the Newsom administration, I not only led as the small business advocate, the voice for the state's 4 million small businesses, but as well, I led on the economic recovery support function. And that work was so important to me just because, just as the SBA does, focusing on how small businesses can be resilient during disaster, can recover, can rebuild their local economy is the most critical work we can do. The SBA is the federal agency that focuses on the American dream of business ownership, providing the funding, providing the technical assistance, the knowledge to grow revenues through contracting, trade abroad, by expanding in local markets or expanding online through digital means. The SBA has been around for nearly 70 years, and we were founded with the principle of trying to ensure that competition and innovation could exist in the economy. But in addition to that founding around small businesses, the SBA is also one of the federal disaster partners. We focus on resilience, and it's not just about small business resilience, providing disaster assistance, both economic injury and physical disaster loans and mitigation resources to our small businesses, but it's also about the communities that they serve, their employees, their customers. They need to recover just as quickly if we want our small businesses to recover. And as a result, SBA has been doing disaster lending to renters and homeowners for the 70 years as well. We've provided over $70 billion in funds across the years to support our small businesses and the communities of individuals to recover from disaster. And now more than ever, as we've seen how small businesses have been faced by the challenges of the pandemic, the SBA is transforming and leaning into its disaster assistance portfolio to focus on recovery and resilience, the long tail end of a disaster, where we need to be there for communities in the long run to help them rebuild. The president is committed to making sure that we build an economy that works for everyone. I'm proud to serve in his cabinet to ensure that small businesses who bring us that competition and innovation can be part of that economy, can grow their businesses. And now more than ever, they need the resources and the collaboration of public-private partnership, of federal, state, and local partnerships to ensure that can be a success, which is why I wanted to come and uplift this great work here in my district in Los Angeles. I have my regional administrator, Elmi Bermejo, Mexico here as well. As San Francisco and Los Angeles district offices are leading on this partnership with U.S. Resiliency Council to ensure that we can better serve our small businesses with practical know-how to build their preparedness, plan, take action to make sure that they can recover quickly and that our economies can be less disrupted. And so I'm really appreciative as well at the legislative leadership that we've seen here in California and trying to come up with some innovative solutions to help communities prepare, mitigate for disasters. So thank you so much to our California Assemblymen who are here, Holden and Rodriguez. You know, the SBA obviously is known for that capital product, but we really believe wholeheartedly that providing the education and the resources gives the businesses the level up, you know, the technical know-how that they need to be able to successfully grow their businesses. And we need our small businesses now more than ever. They create 2/3 of net new jobs. Young firms create nearly all net new jobs. And we really want to make sure that we give them a path forward to take advantage of the incredible opportunities in our economy. You know, President Biden has a strong vision for the economy of the future and is investing in rebuilding America through historic legislative achievements of investing in infrastructure, climate and the energy economy of the future, as well as made in America manufacturing and supply chains to strengthen American competitiveness. And we know that small businesses are a part of that entire solution. They're a part of making sure that we can implement and deliver against that vision. You know, we've seen signs in recent reports that the president's vision and his economic plan is working, and we're excited to see that small businesses have been able to survive and thrive in so many ways, and that they're continuing to fight and bring their everyday grit and resilience to the table so that they can continue to face the challenges with SBA support and great local organizations like the Chamber and USRC to continue to build our economy for the future. So I look forward to cementing this partnership, but as well, growing more in the space of resilience and making sure that SBA is representing our small businesses in this space. So I'll welcome my district leadership back to the session.
And the ceremonial signing. We will auction off the pens.
Add it to the funds.
Thank you so much. We would now like to invite some of the press for questions.
Okay, we can start and just kind of go left to right. ABC, do you have any questions? NBC Telemundo? I have a quick question from Spectrum. Yeah. Yep.
We can come back.
You can come back to the podium if you'd like.
To.
Yeah, that should just be there.
Get ready.
So for small businesses, especially locally, that are scaling the impact of inflation, they're competing with other companies together. What kind of help is on the way? Because I know with the Inflation Reduction Act, some of those measures will help, but in terms of just kind of mom and pop shops in LA, what would you say to them if they're really struggling right now?
Yeah. Well, I mean, we know that for small businesses, they're wearing many hats. They're trying to juggle the challenges of, a new marketplace, attracting consumers via online vehicles more than anything. With the SBA's resources, we provide affordable capital, but it's also the technical assistance. How do you improve your operations? Make sure that your vendor relationships and your agreements are position you well as a business, that you're taking advantage of growth opportunities in the community, whether that's in private supply chain or government supply chain. The SBA has resources when it comes to trade, great grant programs that are funded through the state of California and around the nation, as well as grants for innovation and research. So I think that know that there's just endless resources available and you need to plug in. We fund local partners on the ground, both our district offices, but as well as our small business development centers, our women's business centers, our veterans business outreach centers, our SCORE partners, and our new community navigators. So one of these partners, these advisors, these mentors can help you create a strategy for success. I would say, speaking overall though on the Inflation Reduction Act, President Biden wants to make sure that we can lower costs for families. He recognizes that costs have been increasing for families and businesses for quite some time. It's why he ran for office, and so he's committed to making sure that we build the infrastructure in our economy to lower costs. The Inflation Reduction Act will lower costs for small businesses in a critical area that is costly, and that's healthcare for themselves and their employees who will benefit. But in addition, it'll lower energy costs over time as we invest in climate action solutions and in building this clean energy economy of the future. And so there are tax credits available for small businesses to be part of the sustainability solution, part of fighting climate change by putting in energy efficiency, whether it's through windows or solar panels or you name it, and take advantage of tax credits to be able to be part of the solution. So we think that in terms of energy costs and healthcare costs, prescription drug costs, the Inflation Reduction Act will help with some of those issues. But the work will continue beyond that. The president's committed to making sure that we can create competition, that we can build our supply chains. Small businesses do make the products and services and create the experiences that we do depend on, and we need that to be able to create affordability. And so the SBA is really committed to just helping those businesses find the tools and resources to survive.
Any additional questions? Yeah, go ahead.
So just a quick thing, there was an EIDL loan program that ended in May, and there were some small business owners that kind of got stuck in this limbo, right? The program ended, the funds were depleted. Has the SBA created any kind of strategies to kind of address those people that were kind of stuck in that, I would say that, right, they maybe got approved but weren't able to get the funds. Has there been any kind of plan laid out for that?
The COVID economic injury disaster loan that you're referencing was a special funding for COVID relief. That was a 30-year, 3.75% loan that helped 4 million businesses around the country. It was nearly $380 billion in funding. By the end of the funding period, there were tens of thousands of businesses left, though. I mean, those who were not able to access funding for various eligibility reasons, et cetera. But we wanted to make sure that we continue to help them. We're trying to redirect them to our resource partners on the ground. Our district offices are doing a great job trying to connect them to lenders and take advantage of SBA's other lending vehicles. We have microloans, affordable working capital loans, and other asset building products to help them and their businesses.
Any additional questions? All right, thank you all for coming.
Oh, she did. Oh, okay. Yeah. Go back to I should always just go to
Yeah.
That's for not today, or? That's pretty light. Yes, I have to go back home and check. Hopefully there's no traffic coming back. Oh, that's fine. I want to take it. Yeah, it's up to you.